Hi, my name is Taryn. I'm the lead singer of a band called Lilith Rising, and we are located in Charlotte, North Carolina / Gastonia, North Carolina area. So I got into music, I've been in music since I was a teenager. So I've been in bands since I was like 14, 15 years old, and I've been in bands really for a very long time. The only time I wasn't in a band is when I took time off to have a kid, and I was maybe out of the scene for like maybe 4 to 5 years, and then I came back and joined Lilith Rising. Too strong to follow I have had professional singing lessons. I've been vocally trained since I was around like 10 years old. I've been in choirs. I also have some operatic training as well. So one of my first loves was actually Nightwish. That was one of the first bands that I absolutely loved, and at one point I was emulating and trying to be like Nightwish, and then I found my own voice, and obviously Lilith Rising is a different sound than those other bands, but that's definitely one of my favorites. I don't play any instruments. My voice is the only instrument that I really have had lessons on, and I wouldn't say perfected, but it is the one that I've spent the most time on. I have picked up the guitar and I've picked up the piano. I can do a couple different chords, but my brain just won't allow me to sit down and actually learn to do an instrument. So like I said, one of my favorite bands is Nightwish, and still is Nightwish. I would say the other band that I really like is Blackbriar right now. I'm also really into Rivals. There's a band called Conquer Divide. I really love them. Basically, if you go to the playlist that I have on the Lilith Rising Spotify, it's called Rockin' Woman Fronted Bands or something like that. Those are all the bands I listen to currently. There's local bands, there's regional bands, there's big bands, everybody. So Lilith Rising started in 2020, at the end of 2020. We were formed out of the ashes of a different band. Me and the original drummer of that band decided to rebrand, and we became Lilith Rising. Lilith Rising, to me personally, is all about this dark feminine energy, coming into my own power, and all of these things. Dear Lilith was actually written prior to us becoming Lilith Rising, so I kind of felt like it was fate that we became Lilith Rising to begin with. Like I said, the original founders of the band is myself and Alan, our drummer. We have gone through a lot of changes in band members, but now we have Jason on guitar, and then Theo is on guitar as well. So we have 2 guitarists now, and Russ is our bassist, and he joined the band most recently. Overall, we are a symphonic, progressive, witchy band. That would be the best way I'd describe us. My heart is reaching over. a certain man, the sinking emotions on the other end, such sweet feelings we could have, existing in the final kiss, saying goodbye was not the end. So we are proudly an independent band at this point. I have been signed to a record label before, just me personally. I don't like having to fit in a particular box, so I think we will stay independent for now. There's really only one record label that I'm interested in, and it's probably not in the cards, but for now, independent is fun. It's where I like to be. Broken feeling for oblivion. So I do have a regular day job. I am basically an interior designer. I am a retail interior designer. So I move around boxes in a floor plan and take direction from corporate to do those things. I've always been an interior designer. I've always wanted to be an interior designer, and my goal as a kid, as 5 years old, I wanted to be a rock star interior designer. So I'm still technically an interior designer. It's just that it's more of a corporate retail type of situation versus a residential interior designer. And yet we faded to the abyss, reaching out with well, music does take up a good portion of my life right now because we're working on lots of different songs. But I do like to go to shows. I like to support other musicians, other local bands especially. I haven't been able to do that as much recently, but that's one of my favorite things to do. I also make witchy items and sell them as well. So things like spell jars, earrings, necklaces, all those fun things. I also make wall hangings, and besides that, I really like sleep and doing nothing. So I guess that counts as a hobby. Yes. I've been in a lot of different bands prior to Lilith Rising. Like I said, I was in one band when I was like 18 years old that was signed, but it was a very particular box that I had to fit into, and the deal did fall through and all of the music was shelved. So you can't really find anything of mine out there. I have done some covers, and those are my private YouTube. But I am looking to break out and collaborate a little bit more with other artists as well. So that is something in my future that I want to do. Again, I don't really like being put into a little box, but we are symphonic and progressive and witchy. So that would be the best way I would describe us. It really is up to the fans and the people that listen to us what it is that we are, but we put symphony things in it, we put progressive, changes and all that, and majority of my lyrics all have a witchy type of meaning underneath them, so that would be the best way to describe the genre. A lot of the current songs that we have out were started with a melody that I came up with in the lyrics. Goddess Rising is the only one right now that started off as instruments, and then I added in vocals after the fact. And you will notice that a lot of the songs from even after Done With You, a lot of them are kind of melodies that I came up with. right now I'm currently writing with Jason, our guitarist, and coming up with ideas. We're very fast with the way that we move through things. He definitely is. And The Future was one of his ideas that he had, and then I wrote the lyrics on top of it. So I'd say that depending on who I'm working with, the song could go really fast from like 1 week. Dear Lilith has been hanging out for 2 years prior to it being released. So there is no rhyme or reason necessarily about like how we compose songs and put them together. A lot of them are my ideas. A lot of them now are also going to be Jason's and hopefully Theo's ideas. And then everybody just kind of writes on top of those ideas and like puts in their own little spin to it. But it's definitely a collaborative effort. But right now, as we're getting used to the new personalities, Jason and I are the ones that work together the most right now when it comes to writing music. And then everything after that is them writing their separate parts and then feedback. So I don't really know exactly how to describe what we do, but it's fun either way. So it is kind of hard being a woman in metal. I have definitely had my share of guys especially telling me how I should do my job, basically. Giving unsolicited feedback, basically just thinking that they know better than me, which some of them do. But I asked their advice to begin with. Others, not so much. And it's one of those things that a lot of women are talked down to in the industry versus other men where they may like respect them. But I've definitely had a fair share of like people telling me what to do when I didn't ask, being condescending towards me. I definitely have experienced sexual harassment as a woman in music in general, but it's not something I'm currently dealing with right now. Obviously there's internet trolls and all of that, but hopefully people are going to be better. I haven't really had the issues of sexual harassment anytime recently. This is mainly when I was a little bit younger and a little bit more naive. But it is definitely something that we experience and kind of have to defend ourselves and almost be better than the guys at a lot of things. But the biggest thing about Lilith Rising is this dark feminine energy, and it is woman fronted. It is woman centered. Yes, I got guys around me. All my bandmates are guys, but the idea is that they also all respect women too, and they all are aware that they need to handle themselves differently than, I'd say, like the guys that are not respectful of women. And you can cut this down to whatever makes sense, but basically Lilith Rising in my head is definitely about empowering women and empowering all people in general, not just women, but empowering those that feel like their power is being taken away from them at any point. So helping them get the power back. And that's what I kind of want to convey in the music, is this power, this even with Void of Us, this kind of like haunting type of thing. So, and I think you're really going to get that with Done With You and with Wrath and The Future. It's going to very much show you the underlying of this basically giving you more strength. That's really what it is. So the best way that you can support us is by following us on all social media. We are on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we're also on YouTube and Spotify and Pandora and all those things. If you want to buy our music, that is one of the best ways to support any independent band. We are lilithrisingofficial.bandcamp.com. You can buy all 3 songs that we have out right now on Bandcamp. Once Done With You has been released, and that'll be released on the 28th, we will have that one up for you to purchase too. And if you subscribe to us on YouTube, eventually we can monetize that. But we also have merch. We're going to be coming out with new merch once Wrath is actually released. But you can support us by buying merch. So I actually like Dear Lilith to perform the most, and it means the most to me. Like I said, I spent like 2+ years on it with the guys like ripping it apart and putting it back together. But the lyrics always stayed the same. The melody always stayed the same, because that was sent to me in my brain when I was sleeping at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and I wrote the lyrics down and I sung the melody into my phone. And that's the one I feel means the most to me, because it's definitely about getting my power back. When I was in a toxic situation prior to that, it's about getting my power back.
I shall know more than the light you were, but your touch felt so good while it lasted. My heart is reaching out for this uncertain man.
So, Done With You is going to be released on July 28th. If that one's already out and you see this, go ahead and go to our YouTube and you can stream the new music video on there, and also on Spotify, Pandora, and like I said, on Bandcamp, you can purchase the song. After that, we're going to be releasing a song called Wrath at the end of August, and then we'll release a song called The Future at the end of September. So we have lots of live shows coming up. The next show that we have coming up is going to be August 4th, and we'll be in Winchester, Virginia. And then on August 5th, we're going to Erie, PA, and we will be at Basement Transmissions for that one. And then I'll have all of these up on our Facebook and Instagram. After that, we have a couple other ones that are to be announced with some larger bands that I'm really excited about, some from Florida, some larger regional bands that I'm really excited to go with. We actually are going back up to Erie, PA to do an all-woman fronted show at Basement Transmissions again in October. So just be on the lookout. We got lots of different shows coming up. Just follow us on social media and it'll be up there.
Existing in the final kiss, saying goodbye was not the end, and yet we faded to the abyss, reaching out with breath stuttering. You seem so calm with nothing to mend.
I really love the Dark Passion Play by Nightwish, so I think I might take that one with me. I don't really get sick of that album. I also really liked their Imaginarium one too, but there's a couple songs that are not as fun to listen to on that one, but I definitely would take Dark Passion Play with me. Thank you so much for having me, Michael. Again, just make sure you're following us on all the platforms. That is one of the best ways that you can support your local, independent, smaller artists and get them to do bigger shows later, because my goal is to be super busy in 2024. And then, like I said, we got Done With You coming out on 7/28. If that's already out, make sure you go stream it. And then Wrath will be released on August, I believe, 31st. It's going to be released on a full moon. And then right after that is The Future, and that'll be released at the end of September. But thank you so much for having me again. My name is Taryn, and I am from Lilith Rising. Thanks.